All right, everyone, welcome back to Courtroom Conversations here on the Classic Courtroom YouTube channel. If you're enjoying these deep dives into some really fascinating legal cases, please do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any of our future episodes. And today, we are going across the pond for a story that I think you'll find very interesting. We are talking about a recent event at Windsor Castle.
Windsor Castle. Okay.
Yes, that Windsor Castle.
All right.
And it involves a burglary.
A burglary.
At Windsor Castle.
At Windsor Castle.
Wow.
Which has raised a lot of questions about security and how something like this could happen.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, you think of Windsor Castle as being this incredibly secure location. I mean, it's the one of the most famous residences in the world, home to King Charles.
Right.
So yeah, how does something like this happen?
Well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
So when people think of Windsor Castle, they think of a castle.
But it's actually a massive estate.
I was going to say it's a big place.
Oh, huge. Over 5,000 acres.
Wow.
Multiple buildings, ancient forests, a deer park.
Really?
It's really incredible.
Like a whole town, practically.
Yeah. And so you would think with a place this large and this significant, historically, security would be extremely tight.
You would think, yeah.
Well, on October 13th,
okay,
just before midnight, a couple of masked individuals were able to get onto the property.
So they got past the perimeter.
Past the perimeter.
Okay.
And they stole...
What did they steal?
A pickup truck.
A pickup truck, all right.
And a quad bike.
Wow.
From a farm building.
On the estate.
On the estate.
Okay.
Now, to do this, they had to scale a 6-foot fence.
A 6-foot fence.
And drive through a security barrier.
So it wasn't just like a crime of opportunity. They had to put some effort into this?
Exactly. So this is a planned event.
And what kind of security barriers are we talking about here? Because when I think of Windsor Castle, I'm thinking, serious security.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about, reinforced gates.
Right.
Possibly bollards to prevent, vehicles from ramming through.
Yeah.
And likely some electronic surveillance.
So they really knew what they were doing to get through all that?
It seems that way.
Yes.
That's pretty unnerving.
Now, to make matters even more interesting, this wasn't right next to the main castle.
Oh, really?
It was over a mile away.
A mile away from the castle on the estate, though?
On the estate.
Okay.
Near Adelaide Cottage.
Adelaide Cottage. And remind, who lives at Adelaide Cottage?
Prince William and his family.
Okay.
Now, this has led to a lot of speculation.
Understandably.
About the potential risk to the royal family.
Right.
But we should clarify that King Charles and Queen Camilla were not at Windsor Castle.
Okay.
At the time of the incident.
Right, but still makes you wonder, what if they had been there?
What if Prince William and his family had been there?
Exactly. And it raises questions about the security measures that were in place.
Absolutely. So what are people saying about how this could have happened?
Well, shortly before this incident, Sun newspaper reported that armed guards were removed from public entrances at Windsor Castle.
They removed armed guards?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, it seems like there were a couple of reasons.
Okay.
One was a shortage of authorized firearms officers.
A shortage, so they didn't have enough people to fill those positions.
Exactly. And then the other was they wanted to create a more welcoming atmosphere.
Okay. So kind of like tone down the security presence.
Right.
So that tourists didn't feel intimidated.
Exactly.
I see, but wouldn't that make it more vulnerable? I mean, if you're short-staffed and you're removing guards, it just seems like you're making it easier for something like this to happen.
Right, and that's the big question.
Yeah.
Did this attempt to make things more relaxed for tourists actually create an opportunity for criminals? It's
a tough call. I mean, you want people to feel safe, but you also want them to enjoy their visit.
Right, so it's a difficult balance.
It is, and what are the police saying about all of this?
Well, the Metropolitan Police.
Who are responsible for royal protection?
Yes. They've released a statement saying that security arrangements are always under review.
Okay.
And that they base those arrangements on the latest threat assessment.
So they're saying they're doing their due diligence.
Right. They haven't directly addressed the potential link between the burglary and the change in guard presence.
Yeah.
But you can bet it's on their radar.
I would think so.
So this whole thing really brings up a lot of questions.
It does.
Not just about this specific event, but about how we protect these important landmarks. In a world where security threats are constantly evolving.
Yeah.
How do we keep these places safe?
Right.
While also keeping them accessible to the public.
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just Windsor Castle.
No.
This is a challenge faced by, landmarks all over the world.
Absolutely. And it's a conversation that we need to have because, these places are important.
Right.
They're part of our history and our culture.
Yeah.
And we need to find a way to protect them without turning them into fortresses.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? How do we find that balance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Classic Courtroom for more fascinating deep dives into the legal world. Thanks for watching.